Now that we've got the first and second floors drawn in this project, I'm going to go ahead and place the doors and windows. To do that, I'm just going to refer back to the drawing that we have. This is the final check print, and it's just showing us the measurements to each of the windows and the measurements to the doors. We know that doors, especially here in the bathroom, if they don't have a dimension to the center of it, we're just going to assume that it's 4 inches from the wall. So this right here would be 4 inches, 4 inches here, 4 inches here. This is going to be centered on the wall. We've got windows up here and the second floor as well. And I can look over here and find out what all of my door and window sizes are. Or not the door sizes, the window sizes. The door sizes are depicted here. So when it says 2'8", that's 2 feet 8 inches. So I'll move this over to the side, and I'm going to come in here, and first of all, let's just make cutouts for where the doors and windows are. So I'm going to come in here and just do the offset command. We'll do the bathroom doors first, since those are the easiest. So I'll offset 4 inches. I'm going to take this line straight over 4 inches, and I'll go ahead and extend it up through that wall and then trim it out. So that's where the doors start. The top door is a 2'6", so I'm going to offset that tiny little line 2'6" from here to here. Trim out that door. This one right here is a 2-foot door, so I'm going to offset 2 feet from here to here. Trim. So I've got those doors taken care of. I've got one more door down here. So we're going to do that 4-inch, extend it into the wall, and then trim it. Now I'm going to offset that one 2'6" and trim that. So my bathroom doors are taken care of. Let's see, what else do we need here? I'm going to go ahead and do a window offset. So let's do that bottom window right here in the bathroom. So it's going to be a 4-foot offset from here to here. Let's go ahead and get where that door is going to be as well. So we're going to trim. So that's going to be the center of that window. I'm going to offset it again. 1 foot 8 inches. From here to here, that took us to the wall. Now I'm going to offset that one 2 foot 8. And that takes us to the center of that doorway. It's a 3-foot door. This is strange. My closet, or I'm sorry, my stairs came straight out this way. I should have trimmed that back to here. So, go ahead and join right here. This front door is a 3-foot door, so I'm going to offset 18 inches in either direction. Don't need that center line, so I'll just trim out that doorway. So I've got my C-size window here. Now I'm going to get these 2 B-size windows right here. So I'll do another offset, 3 foot 3 1/4. From the top to here. Trim it back to this line. I like to trim as I go, just for me it kind of keeps it clean looking. I don't like to work when it's really cluttered. I'm going to offset again, 3 foot 3 from here to here. So that's the centers of my B-size windows. I've got an A-size window up top, so I'm going to do an offset 9 foot 2 from here to here. Trim to this line. And I've got a doorway right here, so I'm going to offset 4 foot 1 1/2. And this doorway is 2 foot 8 inches, so I'm going to offset 1 foot 4 inches in each direction. So there's the doorway. Let's see what else. We've got 2 more B-sides, and then we've got 1 door right here. So I'm going to offset 4 foot 4 from here to here. Offset again, 5 foot 5.5 from here to here. Trim these lines. Now I'm going to take a line that's just straight from the center here to the center there. Well, that wasn't exactly right, was it? We'll go from the center here to perpendicular. I can't really do the offset command because the offset will go left and right. If you see, I'm going to do an offset of 18 inches in either direction. It doesn't, oh well, it's working. Forget I said that. It didn't used to do that. Alright. So there's my 3 foot, and then I've just got markers for the centers of those windows. Now I'll come through here and I'm going to set my doors layer current. I'm going to come over here to the View tab, pull up my tool palettes, and here's all the dynamic blocks that AutoCAD gives us. So I'm going to pull in some doors. Now there's a couple of things that I need to do to this door to make it the right size. I'm going to highlight it. Notice I've got 6, 5, and 4 inch walls, but my walls are 3.5 inches thick. So I'm going to highlight it, right click, and go to the block editor. Now I'll click on wall thickness, right click and pull up properties. And over here under value set, I'm going to add in 3.5. And notice how it changes. I did a decimal version and it changed it to a fraction inch. Okay, now 3.5 is available in that door size. Let's look at our other door sizes. This is going to be the width of the door. So what all do we have? We have a 2.6, we have a 2.0, we have a 3.0, we have a 2.8. So that looks like it's all of our door sizes, except I don't have that double door is 3 feet total. So that means it's actually going to be 18 inches. And we'll just use 2 of them. So 1.5 feet on either side. So I'll add 1.5 to that list and say OK. Close that block editor and save the changes. Now I can take this door, flip it whichever way I need to flip it. Flip it here. I'm going to grab it by that grip, put it right there, and then I'll just adjust the size to fit the doorway. 3.5 inches, so that looks good. Oops, I need to flip it again, don't I? Alright, so that one's done. I'm going to bring this doorway in. Shrink it down to size, shrink it here. This one is going to flip open, and it's going to flip around this way. I'm just going to copy that door since I've already got it right where I need it. I need another one right here, and this is going to be a 2 foot. I'm going to bring in another door. This one's going to be a 2'6", 3.5 inches. I'm going to grab it by that little kind of house looking thing, and that will flip it to a line. Oops. I think I'll just do the move command. So that's good. I've got that door taken care of. I've got a 3 foot door I need to put in here. Gotta be careful with this thing. The align command is amazing, but depending on which way you approach that line or that doorway that I'm aligning it to, the door flips. Alright, so I've got almost all of my doors. Now I'm just going to grab this guy. We're going to make him that 1.5 foot, 3.5 inches thick. And I'm going to align it here. You can just mirror this door. You could reinsert it if you'd like. I'm just going to mirror it to get it there. So I've got all my doors in, looking good. I'm going to come over here and set my windows layer current. So I've got first floor and second floor windows. So let's go to first floor windows. I'm going to grab this imperial window. And again, I have to kind of go in and customize the dynamic properties of this. So I'm going to highlight it, right click. Oops. Not properties yet. Right click. We're going to go to the block editor. Select the wall parameter. And under value set here I can type in 3.5. Add it in. And then let's see what door or window sizes we have. Do I need to add any here? So I've got a 2.8, 2.0, and 3.0. So I've got a 3.0, a 2.0. I need to add in 2.8. Okay. Close. Save. Set that to be 3.5. The one thing that's kind of a bummer about these dynamic blocks is that when you adjust the size of the window, it doesn't stay centered. So if I were to put it in place and then adjust the size, I would have to re-center the window. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and set the size. So that top window is an A size, which is a 2'8". There. Move this guy from the center, from the midpoint to the midpoint, right there. Some people will have you trim out the wall. I've seen it both ways, with the wall trimmed or with the wall not trimmed. We're going to leave it not trimmed. We can just copy this guy over here. Let's make him, that's window C, and C is a 3-foot window. Move it from the midpoint to the midpoint, and then delete out that line. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a 2-foot window. I was reading D. Thought that looked big. Not 1 foot, 2 foot. There we go. That's better. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more windows to put in. So we'll put in these windows. Adjust the size. They're all B-size windows, so we can just go right to 2.8. 3.5 inches. I'm going to rotate this window. And then just copy it straight from that midpoint. Delete out these lines. And save. So this is looking good. I've got all my first floor windows now. I just need to set my second floor current. Sorry, I drew those on layer 0, and those should have been on the first floor layer. Alright, so all I have up here are a couple of D-size windows. So I'm going to do my offset command. 3'8". just in from both sides. So here to here, here to here. I'm going to set my second floor windows current. Bring in this window. Make sure it's set to 3.5 inches here, and my D-size window, that's the one that was 3 feet, so that's good. I'm going to copy from the midpoint. Oh no, I should have trimmed. Copy that window from the midpoint right here and right here. Delete out this little floater right there. And I believe that's all the doors and windows that I have. So I'm going to fix this little guy right here. Remember I added that last time when I first started this project. There we go. And I think those were on layer 0. We'll put those on second floor walls. Put them on first floor walls too. Well, second floor. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to come over here. Go back to my all on, and I've got all my layers. I've got all my windows, all my doors, all my windows, all of my walls. So I'm ready to go. Next, we're going to move on to the next step.